At the top of the mountain, the early morning sun warms the rock-strewn field. Stroking his beard, Master Odoy examines the children from sweaty brow to blood-stained knee, observing the strength of their determination.
I am headed to the market to get supplies for a garden, yet have no place to plant it. If you clear the field of every stone by the time I return from town, you will earn the right to trade with me.
Looking at the innumerable heavy stones, Corbat's face turns into a scowl.
We take this journey all the way from town and up this mountain, and now you want us to do your gardening?
The old man's attention is turned away from Corbat's complaints as he notices the girl already wrestling a stone the size of her head.
Launa, stop! Do not hurt yourself. If you must lift a stone, use a horse stance.
Demonstrating, Master Odoy lifts the knee of his right leg, swinging his right foot out and stomping the ground so hard that the vibrations can be felt beneath the children's feet. Squatting low, he grips a stone between his fingers and uses the power of his legs to rip it from the earth.
I can move a much bigger rock than that. Watch this!
Corbat slams his body against a boulder, his muscles straining at the attempt to roll it. The stone briefly rocks, but then settles back into place, proving its weight stronger than the boy's ego.
Ha ha ha! Corbat, you are like a bear cub who scratches his back upon the rock. To move a stone that large, you must use the power of a dragon's stance.
Master Odoy approaches the rock and places his hands firmly on the stone. Planting one foot firmly behind it, he transfers his strength from the ground up into the stone, sending it rolling across the field.
Your stance is like the roots of a tree, which reaches deep into the earth, supporting the trunk and giving strength to the branches.
Master Odoy turns back to his cart, but then stops briefly as he sees the position of the sun. Shouting back over his shoulder, he advises,
The day will be hot. If you need refreshment, I have left pitchers of tea and lemonade, as well as some snacks in the house.
Then with little effort, Master Odoy springs into the bench of the cart. Grabbing up the reins, he gently urges the ox down towards the road to town. The sun rises high into the cloudless sky, baking the very earth. Its heat radiates off of the stones, making them almost unbearable to touch. Dripping with sweat, the boy plops onto the ground.
This day is way too hot. I tell you what, Luna, I'll go back and enjoy some of the master's refreshments. When I'm done, I'll come back and you can take a break.
That's a great idea, Corbat. Then the work never has to stop. We'll be sure to clear the field before the master returns.
As the boy lumbers back to the cottage, the girl continues to toil. The muscles in Luna's legs burn at the strain of moving the stones to the edge of the clearing. Noticing a cool stream running nearby, she thinks to herself,
Corbat still isn't back yet? I think I'm just going to take a dip in the river and cool off.
She approaches a small pool next to the river and wades in up to her waist. Dipping her head into the water to cool her flaming red hair, she notices the pile of stone diverting the water to create her swimming hole.
Wow, that's neat. Maybe if I compile some of my stones like that, I can get the water to flow to the master's garden.
She begins trudging back and forth, rolling large boulders from field to stream, her efforts carving deep furrows within the earth. After countless trips with stones both large and small, a narrow arm of water begins stretching towards the field. With the fatigue of her efforts settling into her body, Launa seeks refuge beneath the canopy of a large oak tree. As she leans her back against the tree and observes her work, her eyelids grow heavy, and she quickly drifts off to sleep. She is startled awake when the peace is broken by the clatter of the ox's cart.
Oh no, I must have fallen asleep. I hope we moved enough stones.